There's this thing geologists don't like to talk about at dinner parties. It's called a supervolcano, and the reason they avoid it is because once you explain what it actually does, people stop sleeping. Now imagine that force, but under London, not next to it, not 100 miles away, directly under London. A magnitude 10 eruption, the kind that doesn't just destroy a city, it rewrites the atmosphere. And here's the thing, it's not impossible, it's just unlikely, which is a very different word. So let's say it happens. Let's say the ground beneath Piccadilly Circus decides it's done playing nice. What comes next isn't a disaster movie, it's an extinction event, with a British accent. It starts small, too small. A week before, maybe two, the Thames starts acting weird. Not flooding, just wrong. The water level drops 6 inches overnight, then rises 4, then drops again, like the river's breathing. Tube workers report a smell. Sulfur, faint, like someone left eggs rotting in the tunnels. But London smells weird anyway, right? So nobody panics, nobody connects it. Then the tremors begin. Magnitude 3.2, magnitude 4.1. The kind that rattle teacups but don't break windows. The Evening Standard runs a cheeky headline, "Is London getting shaky?" But seismologists, they're staring at their screens like they're reading their own obituaries. Because the quakes aren't random, they're rhythmic. Something deep, something massive is waking up. Day 0, 6:47 a.m. A sound rips through the city that no human has ever heard in recorded history. It's not an explosion. It's deeper than that. It's the sound of the Earth's crust tearing open like wet fabric. Somewhere beneath the financial district, 20 miles down, a column of magma the size of a skyscraper punches upward at supersonic speed. The ground doesn't shake. It jumps. Buildings in the city of London. The old stone ones, the ones that survived the Blitz, they just fold. Like cardboard. The gherkin snaps at the base and tips sideways into Leadenhall Street. It doesn't fall dramatically. It just slumps, crushing everything underneath in a cloud of glass dust and rebar. People inside don't even have time to scream. 1 second they're checking emails. The next, nothing. But that's not the eruption. That's just the prelude. The real nightmare begins when the ground splits. Not a crack, a chasm, right down the middle of the Thames. The river doesn't drain, it vanishes, sucked downward into a glowing orange throat that opens up like the earth is swallowing its own spit. And then, the plume. Imagine every volcano you've ever seen in a documentary. Multiply it by 1,000. A jet of superheated gas and rock screams out of the chasm at 700 miles per hour. It punches through the morning clouds and keeps going. 5 miles, 10, 15. The mushroom cloud that forms is so large, so impossibly vast that people in Edinburgh see it. In Paris they see it. In Amsterdam they see it. And they know London is gone. The pyroclastic flow comes next. If you don't know what that is, picture a cloud, but it's not water vapor. It's 1,000-degree gas mixed with pulverized rock, ash, and debris, and it moves at 450 miles per hour, faster than a bullet train. There's no outrunning it. There's no hiding from it. It rolls outward from the eruption site like a horizontal tsunami made of fire. It hits Westminster first. The Houses of Parliament don't burn. They vaporize. Big Ben's clock face melts mid-chime. The Thames barrier, that massive piece of engineering that's supposed to protect the city from floods, it's obliterated in seconds. The flow doesn't care about landmarks. It doesn't care about history. It just erases. Block by block, street by street. Kensington, Camden, Hackney, gone. In less than 3 minutes, everything within a 15-mile radius of the eruption is a flat, smoldering plain of ash. But let's say you're lucky. Let's say you're in Oxford when it happens. Or Brighton, far enough away that the flow doesn't reach you. You think you're safe. You're not. Because the ash is coming. Not the little flakes you see in a fireplace. This is volcanic ash. Razor-sharp fragments of rock and glass, light enough to float, heavy enough to collapse roofs. It starts falling 30 minutes after the eruption. First it's just a dusting, then it's an inch, then 6 inches, then 2 feet. Roads become impassable. Cars stall out, engines clogged. Anyone caught outside, their lungs fill with glass dust. They drown on dry land. Hospitals are overwhelmed in the first hour. After 2 hours, they stop answering calls. After 4 hours, they're buried. And the sky. God, the sky. It turns wrong. First orange, like a bad sunset, then brown, then this sick grayish purple that makes your brain scream something is broken. The sun disappears, not behind clouds, just gone, blotted out. And it stays that way, for weeks, maybe months. The temperature drops 15 degrees in 3 days. Crops across Europe start dying, not from fire, from cold, from darkness. Photosynthesis just stops. And that's when people realize this isn't just London's problem, this is a global reset button. Back in what used to be London, there's nothing. No survivors stumbling through rubble, no emergency services, just a glowing, hissing scar in the earth that's still vomiting lava. The heat is so intense, satellites can see it from space. Thermal cameras show a red wound the size of Greater London, pulsing like an infected wound. And it doesn't stop. Days pass. The eruption continues. Lava floods outward, filling the Thames Valley, creeping toward Reading, toward Cambridge. It's slow, 20 feet per hour, but it's unstoppable. A burning river that consumes everything. Forests ignite miles before the lava even reaches them, just from the radiant heat. Meanwhile, across the UK, society is unraveling. The government evacuated to where? Manchester? No. Too close. Edinburgh? Maybe. But communications are down. The ash has fried electronics nationwide. Cell towers are coated. Satellites are blinded. There's no internet, no broadcasts, just static. People are on their own. Supermarkets are emptied in hours. Not looted, just taken. Because everyone knows the food supply is about to collapse. Trucks can't drive through 2 feet of ash. Planes are grounded indefinitely. One tries to take off from Heathrow, or what's left of it. The engines ingest ash and sees mid-runway. It skids into a terminal. Nobody walks away. In the countryside, it's quieter, but not safer. Farms are buried. Livestock suffocate. Sheep, cows, horses. You find them later, frozen in place, eyes open, coated in gray powder, like statues, like Pompeii, but in Wiltshire. And the rivers, the ones that aren't buried, they run black, choked with ash and debris. Fish float belly up by the millions. The Thames, what's left of it downstream, becomes a toxic sludge. Drinking it would kill you. Bathing in it would burn your skin. And this is just week 1. Then the hunger starts. 3 weeks in, the UK's food reserves are gone. Europe is rationing, but there's not enough. Because it's not just the UK. The ash cloud has circled the northern hemisphere. Sunlight is down 60%. Temperatures in Spain are what they used to be in Norway. In Norway, it's -20 in July. Crops are failing everywhere. China, India, North America. The global food system, that delicate just-in-time supply chain, snaps like a dry twig. And people start moving. Refugees, not from war, from starvation, from cold, from the simple, brutal fact that their home can no longer support life. But let's pull back. Let's go up. Satellite view. From space, the scar of London is still glowing. But now you see the ash cloud. It's wrapped around the planet like a funeral shroud. Weather patterns are shredded. The jet stream is erratic. Monsoons in India fail. Hurricanes in the Atlantic form in the wrong places, at the wrong times. The climate system, already stressed, tips into chaos. And scientists, the ones still alive, still working, they run the models. They calculate. Best case scenario, 10 million dead in the first year. Worst case, 500 million. From starvation, from cold, from disease that spreads when civilization stops functioning. And here's the kicker. London, it's not even the worst part. The worst part is the realization that this could happen anywhere. Yellowstone, Campi Flegrei in Italy, Lake Toba, Taupo. There are dozens of supervolcanoes on Earth, sleeping, waiting, and we have no way to stop them. No plan, no defense, just early warning systems that give us, what, a week, 2? Enough time to panic, not enough time to evacuate 8 million people from a city. So yeah, could London survive a magnitude 10 eruption? No, it couldn't. Nothing could. The question isn't about survival, it's about what comes after. When the ash settles, when the lava cools, when the survivors crawl out and look at what's left, which is nothing, just a memory, and a cautionary tale written in the rock.